Hello, my loves, and welcome back to another. What the heck am I calling these? A creator chat? A something? Something. We're here to talk about what I've been thinking about being a creator lately. And right now, actually, I'm looking towards the future because 2026 is just about here at the time that I'm recording this. So, good riddance to 2025, okay? Good riddance.
Through the trees, my song will call out for you.
So, this video, I actually wanted to talk a little bit about not necessarily what I'm doing in depth or anything like that. Like, I will sort of like let you know what my sort of focus is on this year for creation. But I wanted to get into basically kind of like my mindset going into 2026. So, my big plan, it's not even a plan, that's the thing. It's not about planning. My big vibe going into and perceiving being a creator and a musician and a performer going into 2026 is to do it in the most pleasurable way I can. So, having the desires that I have, musically, creatively, artistically, and putting those out in the world within that framework. So I want 2026 to be just delicious, just absolutely stunning. By the way, if my nose looks a little rosy, it's because I was just recently outside getting rid of snow. Because there's a lot of snow. So, why is this important to me? Why is this something that I am wanting to do this year instead of just kind of setting up each month to be like, oh, well, I want to release one song a month. I want to, like, have this very structured, rigid sort of way of doing it? I mean, first of all, I'm a freaking artist, man. I'm a creator. I have to follow my passions and my inspirations, right? Those things fuel me. I don't want to be dragging my feet to be doing any of this stuff. I don't want to feel like just like it's a heavy burden to do what I want to do, to create what I want to create, and to use my voice in the way that I want to use it by creating songs and whatever other things that I decide to create this year. I am not being rigid with myself in a world that likes to treat humans as sort of pieces in a machine. We're not machinery, my friends. We are creators, no matter what sort of modality you work within, whether it is problem solving, in like engineering things, or being a doctor and a surgeon. Like everything is creatorship. Everything that we do. Oh, baby. You okay? My poor baby is about to puke. I'm sorry, baby. So basically, I want the feeling that I get when I perform, when I am creating music, when I am making art of any sort, or discussing creative things with friends and things like that. I want to live in that feeling. I want to soak in it and just let it envelop me. I want that feeling in as many of the actions I take as an artist, as somebody who also has to sort of like put my stuff out there online. I want all of my actions that I take to have that feeling in it. That feeling is like drugs. It's and we know this. We know the way that like doing things that really fulfills us and really just jingles our bell, just fills us with all these good hormones that make us feel amazing, right? I want to do everything that I do with that sort of like first in mind, because that's going to allow me to want to do more of that. But anyway, coming at this whole thing from I want to feel as good as possible doing every single action, coming back to all of these things that I do as a creator like a lover. The second part of this is that particular feeling feeds me. It inspires me to keep on doing things. It provides me energy to continue doing more creative acts, more creative things, making songs, doing whatever it is. This feeling, and I've spoken about this before, I think it was like my introduction video that I did a couple months ago, but basically the feeling that I get actually performing live on stage in front of people and stuff like that, that feeling is like the tippy top. That is the tippy top of the feeling that I have ever been able to get from being a musician, from being a singer. And that feeling is both the most energetic and like makes me feel like I'm flying, like I could just lift off and go off into the sky. But it's also the most grounded feeling that I get. It grounds me into myself, into my body, but it also makes me feel part of this earth as this vibrant thing growing and living here on this earth, putting out this thing that I, developed, I worked on like a flower, like really like a flower, to call in others to sort of like see that light as well, to be fed by that light as well, because we all feed each other with the wonderful things that we do, right? Because when you are feeling that feeling in yourself, that feeling affects the people around you too. It makes them feel that, it makes them inspired, right? So because of that feeling and because of the way that, we all kind of understand performance to be, just in terms of me being a singer, again, I'm always caveating this, I'm a singer, but I do mean this, that this does go into anything else. But when I am most seated in that power of my highest self coming through music, I know that in that I'm my most magnetic. I am in the most magnetic position to be able to call people in to hear my music, to want to be on this journey with me that I'm on, making music in this life. So I want to live in that energy as much as possible. As much as possible, so that I am always being magnetic. I don't want to put out bland freaking stuff on the internet that doesn't make anybody feel anything just for the sake of being appealing to everybody. That's not what artists do, first of all, but that's not what people are anyway. And there's always going to be people who don't like what you're doing, and that's fine. So I want to be my absolute most magnetic, my absolute most like embodied sirenness of making my music, of putting my light out into the world. Just a siren call to bring in other people. And then also through that, just because of the way that we are as humans, that also feeds into everybody else's light who is fed by that, fed by me doing my thing. Your thing is fed by that. And vice versa. Like I am fed by people doing the thing that it is that they are most passionate about all the time. All the time. And being in that energy also tends to really push away any fear or self-doubt in my abilities or in the ideas that I have and I want to put out into the world. It just pushes that aside and allows me to not procrastinate as much, but also just do what I do. Because I'm high on the drug of it. I'm high on the energy of it. I just want to keep doing it. So how am I going to be applying this sort of mindset to what I'll be doing this coming year? First of all is understanding that I am not a short form creator. No, that is just not my vibe. Not at all. That stuff bloody drains me. I appreciate other people doing it, other people creating short form content that informs and delights and makes me laugh, but it is not for me. That is not what I am built to do. And I know that's kind of unfortunate because we're all kind of forced to do that, but I know a lot of us are not built that way. Some of us are, and that's great. But, there's also a lot of us that are not. I will also be continuing making these videos because I find these very helpful. I've said this before, but I'm a very self-reflective kind of person. I'm always thinking about what's going on, how I'm dealing with situations in life and my experiences. But doing these videos, I think through the act of, writing out my notes here and speaking about it too, because I'll feel it in my body as well again through speaking it, right? It's a really good way to sort of like lock these ideas and these understandings in to my body. I mean, I know I've only done a few of these videos, but I just find that when I do them, it sticks. What I have been thinking about sticks better. And so I'm not constantly going over and over until it like really sticks. Like it's just taking less time, which is good because that means I can move on to the next thing or further develop this thing more quickly, which is great. It is helpful to understand ourselves, right? So making these videos, I will continue doing also because it gives something else on the channel just to bring, other people, other creators in too, because I'd love to hear how these sorts of things that I'm thinking about, how other people think about them too. Sharing thoughts with each other is very important. That's what we do. I also enjoy doing the tarot readings on my tarot channel, which I will link somewhere. You'll find it somewhere. It keeps me connected I've been finding, with, the witchy person that I am. I mean, whatever you believe about tarot, my beliefs about it don't really matter, but like just tapping into our deepest and highest selves through that, because a lot of the readings I've been finding are also for me. But it's very cool to have other people be connected in that way to the message that is coming through. Whoever or whatever you think that message is coming from. It keeps me connected, really, just to my spiritual self, which is really great. And that is also very, very, very connected to my musical self, because it's all one thing. We're not parts. We're not parts. We are systems. And that's something that, unfortunately, living in the modern era where everything has been, especially in North America, like pharmaceuticals are all stripped down to their parts and stuff like that. So they get out of balance because they don't have the other things that these plants and things would have. You know what I mean? We don't like to see the whole thing. We don't like to look at Earth as a whole, as a collection of many biomes, that sort of thing. So yeah, which this point leads into the next point, is that I'm not going to continue to, because I feel like I've struggled with this, even though it wasn't sort of like a very present at the front of my brain sort of thing that was happening, but just kind of censoring myself, censoring my witchy self. No, I don't care. I made that spell song earlier in this year, against the oligarchy and what's happening in the world at this point, what continues to cyclically happen. I'm a music witch. That's what I am. I'm a very spiritual person. I think there's magic in everything in the world, everything that we do, our relationships, and just everything. I'm not hiding that anymore. The tarot channel, I had kept it secret for a while, but I don't know. This is who I am. So not censoring myself, which is a good thing, because like everything is made now to be palatable to the widest audience. And that's not a good thing, because you end up being so freaking bland. You don't, and you also hide who you are just to appeal to everyone. And you still won't appeal to everyone, because there will be people who just hate you for whatever reason, and it has nothing to do with anything that you're saying. They just don't like you. And I don't care about that. I usually don't. Like in my real life, I don't really care about people not liking me. If they like me, that's fine. If they don't, I don't care. It doesn't affect me, like as long as everybody can be civil and polite in making sure that everybody's taken care of in our society. But really bringing this to my creatorship and who I am as a creator and an artist and a singer. I want to be fully seated in everything that I am, in everyone that I am, in the multitudes of ways that I am within myself. I want to put that in the world. I want to put my perspectives into the world. And that is coming with a whole lot of, yeah, I'm just not trying to appeal to everybody anymore. Not that I was actively trying to, but I definitely was sort of like being a little cutesy with things. So we'll see what happens as we go forward. So to get to the sort of end of this video, basically, yes, coming at 2026 with more of vibes than real rigid structures or anything like that, because that's never worked for me. I am somebody who is like, I have cycles and I don't always know when they're going to be honest with you, but I do get these like bursts of creativity and inspiration and that energy that comes with it. So I'm just following that. And in the meanwhile, I'm not going to let myself just sit around and not do anything when I don't, when I'm not in that mind frame, because I do have a very large project that I want to work on this year that is not just music but also some art. I'm thinking about doing some paintings for this narrative musical project. I am very excited about it. I'm not going to fully discuss what's going on with that yet because I don't want to put too much like sort of outside pressure on it, even though I'm sort of telling you that something's happening. Yeah, it's something that scares me a little bit. So, there's that self-doubt and fear coming in. But I'm very excited because I already know that even though some songs have taken me a long time to get through, especially the first songs that I did and put up on this channel, I'm pretty confident in my ability to make the music that I want to make for this at this point. Because mostly I work on vibes, so it's just a whole vibing thing. I got to be in the vibe mindset. I'm confident in my ability to make the music for it. And I just have to go at it piece by piece as it comes to me, right? And sort of allowing myself to really live and breathe in the world that has, this idea that has come to me. I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited for it. Hopefully I'll be able to put up maybe a song or two this year for it. I do have some cover songs that are basically kind of already ready. I just have to record the vocals for them. So I'll be putting those out this year. Yeah, I like nothing crazy. We're not doing crazy stuff. We're just vibing and just being a weirdo little musician, at our computer, hanging out with our kitties. That's it. That's what we're doing. We're just gonna vibe this year. And also, like, really sort of try to let go of all of that. Well, if you want your channel to blow up, you should be doing this and this and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Like, I am very happy with how I've grown, especially over the last, I'd say since October of 2024. Like, it's been growing very nicely, but like this last year has been really good. I am happy with that. I just want people to be here who want to be here. I'm not worried about like, the money part of it is nice, but also not the point. The point is to make art and share it and revel in that and be so inspired by it and how other people are affected by it, and just, also doing the same, being a viewer, a fan for other people's art as well. So yeah, we're not doing any of that stuff. We're just going to worry about making the art that I want to make. And that's it. That's it. We are vibing and making sure that as many aspects of that is as pleasurable as possible, is as following and chasing after my desires and the pleasure from that, having that be the main focus. So I hope this was helpful, enlightening. I don't know, whatever you take from it, you take from it. But I hope you have had a very good holiday season, and I hope that 2026 is very good to you, because we all need that. We all need that. And I will see you next time. Bye.